Hi TikTok, sorry to be breaking into your usual politics-free feed, but I'm making a big announcement today.
What? For those of you unaware, that is Prime Minister Rishi Sunak posting directly to the official TikTok of the UK's Conservative Party. Since when is that a thing? Oh, literally since a week. Labour, Lib Dems, Greens, even the Reform Party is flooding your For You page, desperate to get Gen Z to vote for them. And it seems the upper limit on their cringe truly has no cap. Now that the Gen-elec, or general election, has been called for the 4th of July, every major political party in the UK is scrambling to make TikToks, thinking this is going to get the most important voting bloc, Gen Z, to go out and vote for them. But do you think maybe some of the TikToks might be doing more harm than good for their political party? Well, today we're gonna see just that. I think you'll be surprised at the one political party actually doing a good job on TikTok. Hi everyone, Evan Edinger here, the most American sounding Brit on YouTube. Now, I'll be honest, I don't really use TikTok that often. Clearly, I'm a YouTube guy. But I did want to see Lizzo's reaction to the new South Park special. I will say, great special. Kind of mid-reply. But while I was on my 3 minutes on the app of scrolling, that's when I got hit with Prime Minister Rishi Sunak. And I was like, what the heck? Wait a minute, if the Conservatives are on here now, is everyone else? You betcha. All right, so why don't we just start there? All right, the first one on the Conservative Party official TikTok here from Rishi Sunak. Advertising spend behind it, clearly. That's why I got it. I'm hoping.
Hi TikTok, sorry to be breaking into your usual politics-free feed, but I'm making a big announcement today, and I've been...
They're like, this is cool to do. Just throw little faces of yourself up there. Hi everyone, Evan Edinger here. I don't think that's in touch.
A lot of you already have some views on it. First thing, no, I'm not sending everyone off to join the army. They'll be able to choose to spend 12 months in a full-time military commission, or 1 weekend per month volunteering in roles within your local community.
All right, so it doesn't really seem like a choice then, does it? Maybe this is a hot take. I do actually think it's a good idea to get the youth participating in the community, but who in the right mind is going to choose 12 months of active duty? Anyone in the comments want to be like, oh yeah, I can't wait. So it doesn't really come off like a choice, as more of, hey guys, you're gonna be put to work. As someone who worked as a waiter for 5 years, I think everyone should have to work in retail for at least 2 months to at least know how you should probably be talking to people, because man, so many people are such. But I still just don't think this is a good idea to announce right before an election, because the optics aren't good.
Like delivering prescriptions and food to elderly people,
or
in search and rescue. This will give all young people valuable life skills, make our country more secure, and build a stronger national culture. Plus,
they put the British flag there with a nice sound effect, the whoosh too.
Yeah.
I actually didn't know what country we were in, so great editing from the Conservatives.
Best-in-class training in critical skills, from cyber to civil engineering and leadership. But look, I know...
Is that a thing people say? In cyber? I feel like that's a thing that like old people say. I don't know if you remember this old viral video from like early 2000s, which was like Jesse Slaughter. I'm calling the cyber police.
You'll be reported to the cyber police.
So follow the account, put your thoughts in the comments, and I'll be replying in the next few days.
Oh, sweet. Anyone want to see the comments? Let's see. What's everyone up to? What about those who will be in uni and in a job and need weekends to study or work to make money? And it looks like Rishi has actually replied to this one person. Olivia, I wonder how you feel about that.
Olivia, thank you very much for your question.
All right, first off, right off the bat, I will say I'm very impressed that they're like doing this live like this. It feels way more real and approachable, similar to like, you trust a YouTuber like me most of the time, rather than just a random celebrity like that's on a reality TV show. Because people like me are kind of like ride or die with our authenticity. So the fact that the Prime Minister is like replying to someone directly on this platform, I do find a good move.
There's no reason why you can't do both, because the volunteering in your community can be done over 25 days throughout the year, equivalent to about 1 weekend a month.
Okay.
And if you do want to do the 12 months in the army, then you just go to university afterwards if you wanted.
Maybe I'm out of touch. I just can't imagine many Gen Z wanting to join the army. That's usually the thing you do when you have no other options financially, and you're like, well, I could always join the army. All right, interesting. No, wow, they're literally going through. We have, if someone refuses to do either of those, would they go to prison? Rishi has a reply.
Really important question from Caden, and I know that this question is on lots of people's minds, and the simple answer is no, they wouldn't go to prison. It's right that those who contribute to our system are rewarded, and those who refuse receive none of the benefit, and the Royal Commission will explore an appropriate incentives regime for this.
Okay, so that was kind of a non-answer. He's like, you won't go to prison, we'll figure out what you get. Like, I don't know. That doesn't make me feel much more comfortable. Mate, you're trying to lose the election. What will be rewarded? Backshots. What benefits? I'd love to see Rishi do a day in the army, let alone a year. What are the benefits? Yeah, okay. Seems like TikTok is not buying into any of this nonsense from the Conservative Party, but I don't think that means any other parties are going to be even better. Let me see what else they've got going on.
I think it would be good for like our generation because I think once you finish school, you don't really know what you're gonna do.
Man, they must have had to really cherry pick some Gen Z reactions. Be like, look, kids, everyone loves joining the army. Let's see what else we got here. Oh my God, they're trying to use David Cameron.
Now, we all know that too many tweets make you a, well, something or other. I'm not sure what too many TikToks make, but here we go. This election is taking place at a time when the world is more dangerous than it's been for decades. Putin's Russia is waging a brutal war in Ukraine, and he won't stop there if he succeeds. In the Middle East, Islamist extremism threatens...
I do appreciate all the whoosh sound effects, like this one, and that one. Good whooshes.
...regional and global stability, with knock-on effects for us here at home. That's why it is so important right now to have a plan.
I just can't imagine the Conservatives even trying anymore. They're like, guys, we need a plan. And maybe this is David Cameron asking, please, we need a plan. We haven't had a plan in the decade we've been running. They have had all of the opportunity to do something to help the country for the last decade they've been running, and yet they're like, you guys need to make sure you vote for someone with a plan. Well, it clearly wouldn't be you. I mean, the comments, we have Womp Womp, vote Labour. Even Reform, which is the more right-leaning party, are being told, I think the Conservatives can get wiped out here. That would be positive. Fabricated. Oh my God. The world would be safer if all Conservatives are locked up. TikTok's going hard. All right, I'll watch one more from the Conservative Party before we move on. All right, just from the thumbnail, this looks like it's Rishi Sunak in some sort of serial killer lighting. So probably hasn't watched my video on how to light your videos. Totally a video I made.
I'm Rishi Sunak, and this is everything that's happened in the campaign so far in 60 seconds. Let's go. We kicked off a week ago. I made a speech in the rain. Only we have a clear plan and the bold action needed.
Only we have a plan. Where's the plan? We're gonna keep driving the boat into the sea. All right, we're just gonna crash on some rocks, and that's the plan. To
deliver a secure future for you. I visited all 4 nations, knocked plenty of doors. Meanwhile, Ed Davey fell into a river and sat...
I'm really sorry. This is so, this is cringy because I feel like this is the Conservatives trying to see if there are some Gen Z voters that maybe haven't read any news in the last decade. Because, you know, they've just been kids. They've just, you know, been able to vote as of right now. But I feel like Gen Z actually are way more politically active in terms of like reading up on what's going on in the world and in the UK in general. So I just feel like this is going to fall flat on its face here.
Promoted. Great news. We've announced national service to give our young people better opportunities, the Triple Lock Plus to protect pensioners, and 100,000 new apprenticeships to give young people even more opportunities. Labour aren't saying much. They'll increase...
Labour aren't saying much. Yeah, I don't think they have to. Labour could literally do nothing and still win, which is depressing because Labour is essentially Tory light at this point.
Taxes on everyone, including pensioners.
Do you kind of feel bad for him? I feel kind of bad.
If you think they're going to win, you better start saving.
If you think they're going to win, you probably have read at least one poll in the last, like, year.
I've met hundreds of people, sat down for interviews, won a game of bowls.
I'm so glad he won a game of bowls. That's really important. I'm glad that was put in here.
Football, and scoffed a scone in Cornwall. Keir's been taking voters for granted, keeping quiet on his plans.
He doesn't have to say anything. That's the smartest thing ever. Like, the Tories don't have a plan, but they're good at pretending.
Doesn't have any, and making a mess of firing his MPs. The future can only be uncertain with him.
I mean, at this point, we've had Liz Truss. Do you forget we had Boris? We had this has been insanely non-strong and stable. All right, Theresa May. Devastating.
And drunk countless cups of tea. I'm going to keep going every week, fighting for every vote, earning your trust, and I will prove to you that only I have the clear plan.
Yeah, sure. Here's a question. Why are you trying to take down UK Labour's TikToks? Don't you believe in free speech? Oh! Voting Labour. Is this a joke? I'm not laughing. Interesting. All right, so that's enough for the Conservative Party. I will say the initial ones where he's like live reacting to questions is inventive. And I'm like, wow, this is actually interesting and good. However, if the answers are still politics, meaning they're just empty answers of, oh, there will be benefits in the future, without any actual concrete anything, Gen Z is gonna see right through that. This could have been worse. The editing was actually not bad. It was cringe, but it seemed like their editing and what they're trying to do was good. So good attempt. Next up, let's go to the other big main rival here, the UK Labour Party. Let us see, what is the Labour Party doing? Is Keir Starmer keeping his mouth shut? Oh, this one's got quite a lot of views.
I'm looking for a new prime minister. Big plans, good vibes, change lives.
I guess is that a trending song? That feels like they did some research, but oh God, who made that? I hate doing that, but it's who made this? Ugh, that is not good. See, here is where the Labour Party's gonna come out on top. They don't really have to do much of that cringe stuff. All they have to do is react to the conservative stuff.
My mum died in 2020, sort of the height of the pandemic. My brothers couldn't sort of be with us in hospital. I couldn't be there. You probably remember that was the month where all the parties were going on in Downing Street. I think the month after you attended a gathering where you got a fixed penalty notice. So my question was just sort of, how can anyone trust you or the party after things like this?
Oh, and that's where it ends. I don't think he could have properly answered that, but yet again, this is a good strat. Labour is trying to get some politics in there. Oh, here we go, 538,000 views on TikTok.
Well, train was great. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I've been taking lots of pictures and videos, sending back to my kids.
You've been on a train. That just made me laugh, okay? I was actually coming in here hoping to cringe at every single party, but that's the type of stuff I want on TikTok, because that's something that I feel like you would make not as a political party, so it's kind of ballsy that Labour is just posting that type of stuff. Let's see what else we got here. Why did Rishi Sunak call the election last week? What could he know that you don't? That's a bad attempt. You've tried. All right, we'll give that one a bad. 3.2 million views. I mean, I guess they're trying to get Gen Z to know what their policies are, so I guess that's effective, but it feels like shoving the star-shaped block into a square hole, you know what I'm saying? I mean, here we go. This feels more like an ad, though. So I feel like so far, it's a bit of a mixed bag from the Labour Party on TikTok. Some of these I'm like, damn. Other ones I'm like, eh. Oh, who gets richer whilst I get poorer? Oh, I mean, yeah. Interesting.
It's been 14 years.
All right. I will say, when they nailed the meme, they nailed the meme. Very good. Also, when did they start making these TikToks? A week ago. So it seems like both parties have just started making these TikToks. There are other parties that I think we should look at. In terms of how I'm gonna rank this one, there's some good, there's some bad. I didn't even look at the comment section. Let's see what the comments are looking like. That's it, I'm voting Reform. Interesting, I think we should look at Reform next. I think this TikTok will be the sole reason the Conservatives win with the largest ever majority. All right, I'm so glad other people agree that this is a very cringy TikTok. Crying, there's no way this is on the official Labour. Exactly. There are zero good options. So like I said, I don't know if Labour is doing more harm than good with these types of really cringe TikToks here. It looks like Reform is really getting a lot of comments on the Labour Party comment section. Is this where wars are to be fought now? Political wars are just gonna be fought on TikTok? Meaning most of my audience, myself included, we don't have to worry about it. We could just hear about it when our young friends are telling us about, oh, you see that stuff on TikTok? And I'm like, no, nobody on YouTube told me about it yet. Whoever runs this account deserves to be prime minister. Our country's actually cooked. No way they are making memes now. Yeah, I don't know if Gen Z is actually appreciating the memes. Wait, what's this? Is this Rishi playing soccer? All right, what's the comments looking like? I mean, Ollie says it best. I think Labour's only policy is that they aren't the Tories. And you know what? That's going to be enough, probably. What are the comments going on here? So many people here are actually just promoting Reform. It's time to check out Reform on TikTok. For those of you not in the know, basically, UKIP's no longer really a thing, which is the ultra-right-leaning party. And so if you're thinking, oh, you know, I wish the Conservatives were more right-leaning and maybe full of people that couldn't pass sixth form, well, welcome to the Reform Party. Let's see what they're doing on TikTok. Maybe they're doing a good job. It seems like they've got quite an active commenter base that are thumbing up things, though these days, this can totally be done by bots. A little botnet, all right. The Reform Party, just first glance, very mid. All of their stuff is in well-produced environments where they're just kind of screen grabbing from television things, which is not making original content for TikTok. Out of touch, I would say. Automatically negative points. Plus, they have this weird toad-faced man who seems to be the face of the party. I guess we'll look at Farage.
You want mass immigration, vote Conservative. If you want mass immigration, vote Labour. If you want a proper debate about why this is the most impactful policy on everyone's life in this country, then we're the people to talk.
All right, so basically, just from one TikTok thing, it seems like their only thing is, hey, immigration. As an immigrant, you can obviously imagine, dumb. Votes for Reform UK are just making it more likely for Labour to get in. Very true. For goodness sake, Nigel, step up. The country needs you now more than ever. I love Nigel. Gutted he won't stand. Is there any actual good TikToks that they've made? Despite having lots of comments, Reform is incredibly weak here. They do not have much for me to watch. Here's a recent vid.
Imagine what you could do with an extra £1,500 per year. It would have enabled my brother and his girlfriend to save much faster for their first home. £125 a month would allow my other brother. Okay, so first off, bit of an awkward pausing in there. Love her accent though, it's very charming. I will say having your video just be a studio gimbal shot, it's just not relatable. I find this, what are you doing? Is it true that Reform UK is a racist party? Ooh, let's dive on into that. No. I wonder why people ask that. Reform, save the country. Reform UK stands for racism. Interesting. Remember, Nigel Farage, there we go, intelligent people coming out on TikTok. Nigel Farage pushed for Brexit and told the public the NHS would get more funding. Instead, it was cannibalized. If you vote Reform, you're putting the other foot in the grave. Thank you, Ethan. I feel like most people in Gen Z, yet again, they do know how to read the news.
Whether you started working as a teenager or decided to go to uni, there's still one thing we all have in common: bills. We're all struggling to keep up with rising...
Okay, that's 2 in a row that just feel like ads. This doesn't feel like a TikTok, it feels like an ad. The production value, the way that she's speaking, doesn't feel real. At least for the conservative one, that was like a live TikTok.
I gotta tell you about this fast food illegal worker.
You don't actually have to, because that sounds like an advert that I'm gonna skip.
I gotta tell you.
Stop it.
In 1997, the average house price was 3 times the average salary.
I just can't get over this awful studio shot. I'm gonna give it a serious F tier. They're trying, but in a way that comes off as if some old racist man who has no idea what a TikTok is was told to make TikToks and was like, put a woman on it. All right, F tier for that. What can you do for Wales? What can Reform do for Wales? Probably jack. As opposed to, let's look at Plaid. Plaid Cymru, Plaid Cymru, Plaid Cymru. We've got 3 left. We're gonna go with the Greens, the Welsh Party,
Plaid Cymru,
and the Lib Dems. So first off, let's look at the Welsh Party.
Plaid Cymru.
Now this one is not verified, which is a shame. So let's see, we've got... All right. Okay, very low effort, but they just made some memes to a funny song. It has 500 views, so try harder, I suppose. What's the recent one they've got? That's not recent. Oh, that is the recent. Yikes.
Am y tro cynta ers canrifodd, mae penderfyniadau ynglŷn â Chymru wedi cael eu gwneud yma yng Nghymru. Deddfa wedi pasio...
Pasio, definitely, big pasio. One, this account doesn't seem very active compared to the other ones. I don't know how many Welsh people are on TikTok. It doesn't seem like they're actually putting a lot of time and effort into this, which is probably for the best. I will say, best look so far, because they're not actually doing much on here, which is probably a good move. I'll check out a couple more to see if there's anything useful. I don't want to see like Parliament clips.
A crucial win for our farmers.
Nope, don't care.
Neither of you.
Don't care.
Passing.
Nope, give me a TikTok. I'm here for the TikToks.
Give a voice to Welsh communities.
Just seems like an ad. So, in terms of how Plaid's done, I'm sorry, they played their hands not that well. All right, time to look at the heavy hitters. We've got 2 left. Let's see what the Lib Dems are up to. The Liberal Democrats. Are they gonna shoot themselves in the foot? Let us see. All right, what do we got?
I don't like my job.
I actually don't know who that is. All right, so it seems like this entire TikTok's purpose, which is an original TikTok, is to say that their head guy enjoys vacationing, holidaying. Not necessarily the best look.
Bottom line, are you in or are you out?
What are you talking, in or out of what?
No time for questions, just action. In or out.
Okay, well then I'm out.
I'm sorry, Jet. Actually, you're already in.
Okay, then why would you ask me?
Because I thought you would go, I'm in, Bob. And we would have had a really cool moment, but you kind of ruined the whole thing.
Okay, then they put a little hashtag ad for Lib Dems at the end. I will say, funny, also very recent, so like they have a team working on this, so extra points there for Lib Dems.
I don't know. It's like touch base. Touch base? Yeah, you know,
Lib Dems are pretty good at memes, it seems. Quite fresh, quite fresh.
People will miss me after a while.
I wouldn't.
I mean, they're okay, but then it always ends with that really cringe ad for Lib Dems, which I guess you have to because the average attention span of a TikTok viewer, they're not going to look at like the username or anything in there. You just have to spell it out for them, I suppose. This screams iMovie preset. Oh, they even say CapCut photo dump on it. They couldn't pay for CapCut. When was the most? Wow, 3 days ago. Lib Dems also just started. So basically it seems like Labour, Conservatives, and Lib Dems all jumped on TikTok at the same exact moment. They didn't care about TikTok until the Jenny Lek was called. Oh, 2 million views from this one.
Do a little round.
It is Peep Show.
Hey, Simon. Mark. Heard you guys might need an extra pair of legs for the game.
Mark's joining Bibbs. You get him second half.
Bibbs. Great. He naturally assumes I know about Bibbs.
So what are you? Defence, attack, goalie?
Bit of this, bit of that. Did you see the game the other night?
Which game?
The big fixture. Oh, you missed a great one.
Switch it! Switch it!
What does that mean? I don't know what you mean.
Switch it!
That was too hard. Someone's gonna get hurt if you kick it.
All right. Not bad. All right, I think as expected, the Labour and the Liberal Democrats, their major thing on TikTok is to just make memes of the Conservatives and laugh at the Conservatives. It's low-hanging fruit, so I guess that makes sense.
How'd that get in there?
It, like I said, is low-hanging fruit, but that got me. I feel like there's not many TikToks on the Lib Dems page, but of the ones that I've watched, these have made me laugh the most. So I guess good job on that one. But then again, those are the old ones. It seems like they might have lost steam a bit. 5, 4, 3, 2. Okay, this isn't a bad ad. And there we have it. That is the cringy, not relevant humor. You didn't have to upload that one. That one was bad. Oh, let's see. I want to see the comments on this one. I am never going to vote for them, but it's nice that they're having fun. Oh boy, thought this was going to be Thunderbirds Go by Busted. Can't take Ed Davey seriously. Counting how many seats they hope to get. I'm getting more enjoyment out of the comments section here. I love how literally all the parties are memeing Rishi and the Conservatives. Well, except the Conservatives. I did think that was good. This one was the funniest. And what is your plan to deal with this? Oh, and they've replied. Just like Conservatives, they're actually making live TikToks replying. This is good. Oh, great question. Do you have any policies other than look how bad the Tories are? Here's just a few of our policies. Yeah, sure. Let's see what they've actually made a video about replying to someone.
What we're calling for is to abolish Ofwat. We think we need a proper regulator with real teeth who can actually crack down.
That's good. So basically someone's like, what's your plan? And they went, here's a TikTok of the plan. I will say, out of all the ones we've watched so far, the Lib Dems, in terms of their TikTok presence, is probably the best, which is quite surprising. Then again, we haven't seen the Green Party yet. So let's finish this up with a little bit of the Green Party. For those of you that are like, who are the Green Party? In the UK, if you're like, Labour's not left enough, you have the Green Party, which I think like 90% of people would say that Labour's not left enough. It used to be, but it's slowly gotten so far right of center that it's, like I said, it's Tory-like. Green is actually more left. So what do we got in the Green Party UK? Aha, a verified account. Real hope, real change. Thanks, Obama.
The general election has been called.
And now voters across the country will have the chance to elect...
I'm so sorry, that was such a visceral reaction. Pause. Listen, I'm a millennial, but I have also filmed YouTube videos for about 13 years of my life. I cut the pauses out. It's good to leave in the millennial pause to edit out and post. It makes it a cleaner edit, but don't leave it in there. Oh, I'm gonna watch that one more time.
Election has been called.
And now voters across the country will have the chance to elect...
Green! You're supposed to be the hip ones. Just hire some young'uns, all right? I'm sure that there are a lot of politically motivated Gen Z people that would be happy to do some stuff for you. Volunteering or, pay them to cut out these pauses.
The next generation of Green MPs.
The Green Party has a plan to end our national housing crisis. We would create 150,000 new council homes per year and end right to buy.
I can't even pay attention. I'm too cringing. Let's see the comments. Even though I'll be voting Labour, I really hope you do get more MPs in Parliament. That's good. Genuine question. If tactical voting suggests I vote for another party, is it still wise to vote Green? I will put it out there. I'm hoping to make a video next week or the week after, before the general election, breaking down the main policies of these 6 political parties in the UK in terms of the policies I care about. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, hopefully you do that and you'll see that in your feed soon. Oh, that's quite sweet. You've got my vote as soon as I'm old enough to vote. Looks like Green Party is actually winning with Gen Z, at least according to oh, another guy. Interesting. I'm surprised that they're not ripping the into them because of their awkward pauses. Maybe this is just me.
So that homes can belong to communities forever. And we'd introduce rent controls and end no-fault evictions to give families...
To be fair, I agree with a lot of these policies.
Much needed security.
We would introduce a new Nature Act to protect and restore.
Don't care. All right, well, that seems pretty good. Seems like that's the one they're promoting as well because it has 300,000 views. Good on you, Green. Let's see. The Green Party is not using their TikTok to rip into the Conservatives and spread memes. It seems like they're mostly policies.
At the Green Party, we've got something to offer that no other party has.
Is it really slow motion footage over top of voiceover? Because I don't like that. Every critique so far has been an editing thing, but come on now, guys.
Real hope and real change. Our politics is broken.
I like her hair. I think that's because it looks like my hair. I want to vote for her because she's got my haircut.
We are looking to win at least.
Yet again, landscape with the Green Party is coming off like they don't actually care about TikTok. They just care about talking about their policies. I guess that's good, but you want to make sure that you say things that, you know, you're voicing it in the right way.
48% of the vote for Greens. That's a rise of 35%. The Conservatives lost 18% of the vote and Labour lost 15% of the vote. Yes, stunning performance by the Greens.
All right, so they're just doing screen grabs. This is a great comment. You guys are great, but please learn to make better videos. This feels like a student campaign video for the student union. I mean, that's pretty much mine. Just hire 2 to 3 Gen Z people that are, at this point, native at TikTok. They'll run it for you. Where I believe the Greens fell down in B and H. I guess that's an area instead of like, I was thinking of B and Q. All right, so having looked at them, it seems like the Green Party is really not actively doing TikToks as much as just posting YouTube and or news stuff from the mainstream media onto their TikToks, which isn't necessarily a good look and isn't going to cause people to really be engaged with your message, but I do appreciate that they are mostly just talking about their policies. It just seems that this is probably one of the reasons why they're not that popular, because they're not good at getting their message out there. They're probably just looking at the other social channels of Labour, even Reform, and they might feel green with envy. I'm sorry. So imagining myself to be a Gen Z voter who gets all his information from TikTok, judging from these TikToks I've just seen, from the bottom to the top, here's how I would probably rank who I'd want to vote for. Bottom, Reform. I mean, they're just not in touch with reality, and their TikTok also just isn't good. Next up, I've got the Plaid. They're not really trying too hard on TikTok. I mean, right above them, the Green Party, as much as, you know, I like a lot of their policies that they seem to be talking about, they seem really out of touch in the fact that their TikToks are just not good. They're not TikToks. You're just repurposing content, and the awkward pauses just physically hurt me. And then next up, we have the Conservatives. Actually better than all the bottom 3. They are trying, they're making things, but they've had their chance, and I think it's laughable that they are trying, but God bless them, they are. And then above that, Labour. You know, it's not that hard to just meme on the Conservatives, but putting them all the way at the top, I'd say the Lib Dems, actually. Their memes made me laugh the most. The amount of bad content isn't as high as Labour, and yeah, bit surprised. But hopefully you're not someone that chooses who to vote for based on whether or not a TikTok they made is funny. Please do some research by watching my video next week on the UK political parties. Subscribe for that. Now, my big tip for these political parties, if they wanted to actually reach out to Gen Z, instead of coming off as hella cringe by posting these really out of touch TikToks, why don't they just work on their website by building one with today's video sponsor, Squarespace? Can you imagine if today's video sponsor, Squarespace, was able to help build an incredible looking website where they could spread their message, their campaign? Everyone would be like, wow, how easy was it to make your website? It was actually super easy. I used one of Squarespace's amazing templates, super fast, it looks so professional, no one even knows it was a Squarespace website. Maybe they want to sell some jumpers that say, vote for us. You could put that on a jumper and sell it in your web store because it's so easy to set up a web store for your political party fans. Or voters, whatever you want to call it. And I'm sure they'd have no worries if they had some sort of problem because Squarespace has 24/7 customer support. And so if you'd like to be taken a little bit more seriously online, build yourself a website with Squarespace. Sign up today using squarespace.com/Evan Edinger or use code Evan Edinger at checkout and you can get 10% off. Wow, what a good deal. Plus, you get the first month free, so you might as well try it out. Thanks as always to Squarespace for sponsoring, and let's wrap this up. Bit of a different one this week. Hope you guys liked it. Please tell me your thoughts in the comment section below, and hopefully this election will finally, I don't know, bring about some sort of change in the UK, because the last 14 years have been rough. Political party TikToks are cringe as heck. Don't forget this day on the Jenny Leck. Maybe vote with your heart. Vote for what's true, but maybe probably don't vote blue. Thanks for subscribing.